Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 50 Shades of Tay. I'm Taylor Gonzalez, and I am so excited about my guest today. He plays the captain of the Black Cat Pirates, Captain Kuro, in the Netflix live action adaptation of One Piece. I am so excited to be joined by Alexander Maniatis. How are you doing today?
Hey, thank you for having me. It is such an honor to be here on your show.
Oh, well, it is such an honor to be speaking with you. You play one of my favorite characters in One Piece, so I'm so excited to talk all things Captain Kuro with you today.
Thank you.
Before we get into your incredible performance, I wanted to ask you, I know you're a huge Madonna fan. How much are you
Yeah.
loving the new music?
Oh my God, I love this already. Thank you for that question. Um, I am such a huge fan of her. I think as an artist, what she has done throughout her career, what she stands for, what she fought for, especially for LGBTQ rights. So for that reason alone, I am such a fan. But this new album, I am so excited. I love the it was the promotional single, I Feel So Free. Really love it. It's sort of like a kickback to erotica days meets confessions on a dance floor. And then obviously this new one, uh, I am absolutely in love with it.
Yeah, me
And
too.
you?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the promotional single, it really grew on me because at first I wasn't too sure what to expect with it, but now I'm like obsessed with it. And then her newest one with Sabrina Carpenter, so
Yes,
good.
so good. It's such a happy song.
Yeah, I just can't believe it's been, I think, over a decade since her last album. That doesn't even make sense to me that it's been this long
I
since we've gotten a new
know,
album.
with Madam X.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very excited. I know you're very excited, so I wanted to talk about that with you. Just
I'm
can't
looking
wait.
forward to it. Yeah, I can't wait. So I was like, hopefully, because my best friend is coming down to visit me right before the album launch.
Mhm.
And I know that Warner Brothers is doing a launch in Cape Town as well. So I'm trying to like get tickets. I want to
Yes.
go.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like so much fun. Yeah, hopefully you get to go and you'll have to tell me all about it.
I will.
All right, well, moving on to One Piece. Before you got cast in the role of Kuro, were you already familiar with One Piece?
So I definitely I saw the character of Luffy when I was growing up. Um, I grew up with my grandparents, slightly conservative to a certain extent. Although my grandmother was extremely supportive of the arts and me performing and singing and drawing and designing stuff. So up just back to One Piece, my brain is scattered. I definitely recognized Luffy, but I never saw the show. Um, and when we did our initial first round of castings, we didn't know what we were auditioning for. It was called Project Panda. And even the scripts that we got for the audition, the names were changed. The scripts were specifically written for the auditions. And I think it was round three that I found out what it was. And obviously, then I could do my research and then I saw how big it was, which was extremely intimidating.
That is so exciting. And what's really cool is you were there from season one. Like you got to be there at the very beginning as things launched and kicked
Yes,
off. And now it's this huge, massive
it
property, one
is
of the
massive.
top shows. Did you have any idea when you started filming, like this show is going to be number one all over the world?
No, so definitely, I think um, we were slightly stressed, perhaps because there was this whole thing of animes, the live adaptations that didn't do so well. So we were obviously quite stressed that what if it's not received well? But because I think we had Oda at the steering wheel of all of this, giving thumbs up. I think that really helped.
Mhm.
And I remember, so I didn't quite understand the scale of what we were doing up until that first day when I got to set. And I remember just after hair and makeup, and the driver took me to set. And as we were driving through the Cape Town Film Studios, just seeing these ships and the stuff that they were building. And I remember the thought came up, and I was like, oh my God, this is huge. And I had a panic attack on my way to set day one. Um, and yeah, so there were a couple of things that I had to do just to sort of like ground myself, get myself back to myself. But I think it was that first day on set that I realized this is something huge.
Well, it has turned out incredible. I'm obsessed with this show. I don't even know how many times I've watched the first two seasons. I just am counting down the days to season three. I need it already. But one of my favorite things about it is the devil fruit and how it gives different powers to people depending on which one you
Yeah,
eat. So I was wondering if you were to eat a devil fruit in real life, what is a power that you would want to get from it?
power. Probably either to split myself into a couple of versions of myself so that this one can go and do that, that one can go and do that. Or I would love to fly. I think
Ooh.
that would definitely be one of it.
All right. No, I love both of those. I think like the duplicating yourself one would be pretty cool too. Because yeah,
Yes,
being in two places at once, you could get a lot more done that way.
you could get a lot more done.
Oh man. Well, one of my favorite parts of season one is your incredible fight scene with Monkey D. Luffy. What was the rehearsal process like for that fight scene?
So I think I had about, give and take, about 2.5 months, 3 months to prepare. And the stunt team was absolutely incredible. And they were extremely patient with me because my brain, I grew up singing and dancing. So definitely choreography was part of my, my childhood. But this was different, and they had the world's patience.
Oh,
And eventually, I think when I just snapped and I just said, "Look, I'm going to look at this as a dance," and then it made sense because my brain needs to sort of like understand before my body follows. And the moment I sort of just went like, "Oh, guys, I can just make this a dance," and they were like, "Well, and we don't want it to be too dancey." I was like, "Okay, no, no, no. My brain understands the dance thing."
mhm. Oh
But they were extremely patient and so, so, so incredibly good.
It's such a fun fight sequence, and you and Monkey with Inyaki's performance, you guys have such great chemistry. Do you have a favorite memory from your time on set with Inyaki, whether it was practicing for the fight sequence or something you guys did in between takes?
So I think my favorite moment definitely was the dinner scene. The moment he got onto the table, I was in awe of his confidence. Um, Inyaki just turned 18 in season one when we were filming, and I just remember when he got onto that table, and I was just blown away because in person, Inyaki is such an amazing guy. Um, which is obviously, I think, that the parts of Luffy, um, that extreme happiness and accepting of everyone. Um, he's definitely that in his personal life as well. And that moment he got onto the table, I was just like, yo, this kid is so talented, and I'm in awe of his confidence.
Oh, that is awesome. No, I just love the two of you fighting each other and just everything turned out so great, like better than I could have imagined when I first heard they were doing this in live action. So I'm just so happy with it. And everyone that I've been speaking with so far has had such wonderful things to say about collaborating with each other. So it's just been
Yeah.
so nice to see as, a fan of the show, just all the behind the scenes stuff and how much everyone got along with each other and respects each other.
I think that was, in my opinion, I think that was also part of the success of the show, is that there was respect. Everybody got along. I know myself and definitely the South African cast, when we found out we were playing certain roles, especially within our story arc, we went for lunches. We rehearsed on our own together to build that connection so that we can also trust each other when we get to set and just play.
Oh my gosh. Well, you got to play a total badass with Captain Kuro. And I love that people who aren't familiar with the manga and with the anime, they're kind of in for a surprise with this character because it's not revealed till later after you've met him and after you spent time with him that he's more of a villain. What was it like
Yeah.
getting to play such a just like, I don't know, villainous role and just such a incredible character?
Well, it was such a huge honor when I found out, obviously, um, who I was going to play. The fans of the show, the fans of Captain Kuro were incredible. I remember when they there was the press release of who was going to play these characters. And the DMs just started rolling in. People said, if you need any advice to prepare or, um, just want to know more about the character, if you're not familiar with him. Um, it was so amazing, and I was so moved by it. And playing the evil character, I must say, I fell in love with it. It challenges you. I think for me personally, it really helped me to go to places within myself that I wasn't necessarily comfortable with, but was necessary to go. Um, well, to get to Kiro. I think as an actor, if you have blockages, it's very difficult to take on certain characters and authentically, portray their emotions and their journey if you have your own blockages. So through playing Kuro, I realized that. So let me just backtrack a little bit because when I found out that I was going to play Kuro and I have about 2.5 months to 3 months to prepare, I decided to go to a therapist.
Mm,
And I sat down and I spoke with her and said, "This is what I want to achieve. From a psychological point of view, I want to build the backstory for this character so that I can really connect. I want to understand who he was, or potentially was as a child,
mm,
because where does all this anger come from? His objective in season one was to find peace. He hated being a pirate, um, and he wanted to find peace. He just wanted to live in his mansion, um, yeah, and just because he hated the whole running away from the Marines. So essentially, I just wanted to understand who he was as a child.
mm,
What was the trauma? And so for about 2.5 months, I went to therapy as Captain Kiro
wow.
to try and um, build this character up and understand him. And it made me connect with certain parts of myself. And for that, I will forever be grateful to this character. Um, and I really would love to explore more villains.
Yeah.
I think there's so much to them. It's so layered
Mhm.
because it's not just black and white. And people aren't just bad because they're bad. There's a reason.
Yeah. No, I think that's incredible. I've actually never really heard of anyone doing that. So that just shows how much attention and time and care you put into your portrayal. Is there a dream villain out there that you would want to play one day, whether it's in a series or in a movie?
Ooh, that's a good question. Um, a dream villain. So I was born in the 80s. I grew up with horror films like Freddy Krueger, Chucky. Um, so I would definitely love to play Freddy Krueger.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
there's just because he is whimsical, he's dark, he's funny, he's psychotic, but also such a layered character.
Mhm. That'd be incredible. I would love to see that. I don't know what's going on with that franchise. I feel like it's been a while
I
since we've
know
had a
they were
movie.
supposed to do this series again or something.
I need it. So if anyone out there is watching Netflix, I don't know, you guys get access to Freddy Krueger and cast Alexander so we can do an interview about that as well. Oh my gosh, I would love that. You know, something that Freddy Krueger and Kuro have in common is the sword, slash, I guess
Yeah.
for Freddy, it's like knife fingers, which I have on my Funko right here. I'm
Isn't he just
obsessed. It's
adorable?
so cool. I haven't even
It's
taken it
so
out of
adorable.
the box yet. I love his design. Were the fingers ever practical, or how did you film that? Like, how did you know how much space it was going to take up while you were filming?
So also when I started with my stunt training, because I had to rehearse and get comfortable with it. I was gifted a practice pair that I could, just use at home. And there were also two different sets. Um, so most of the scenes, except for the ones where I stab through the walls, slash um, the furniture in Kaya's parents' room. Um, so those were actual blades, and they were extremely sharp. So every time they yelled cut, they also yelled Alex and freeze, and I had to freeze, and somebody would come and take it off. But it was definitely in the beginning. I had to get used to it. It was definitely an experience.
That is so cool. I don't know. I love the character design, love the way he looks in live action. Did you get to keep anything from the set when you were done filming, like the glasses or anything?
My God, I would love it here. So I asked for the glasses. Excuse me. But I got the practice gloves. They gifted me also. Uh, it was one of the jackets without the golden poops on it.
Oh,
But I could also, because I needed to rehearse with it at home. Um, and I think that was it. Yeah,
oh,
but
that's so cool.
the design team for the costumes did an incredible job, and putting on that suit just really helped to bring the character together.
Yeah. Oh, so cool, so cool. So I was curious, uh, the last time we see Captain Kuro, he's been defeated by Monkey and the Straw Hats. Um, what do you think is going on with him? And I know you can't say anything really, but where do you think he is right now?
Oh my God, I would love for him to just to come back. He's probably somewhere, I don't know, either just chilling, but I could also see that he would plot revenge somehow, uh, because he has narcissistic traits. So I definitely think that he would most probably sit somewhere and plan how to get back at Monkey D. Luffy.
Oh my gosh.
So let's hope, like,
Yeah.
it would be the biggest dream come true to just bring Kiro back.
Yeah, I would love that. I hope so because it was so fun in season two to see Buggy and Alvida back. So it'd be so cool to see
Yes,
Hero
yes,
come back. Just to see, because everyone's still out there fighting and what they're doing and exploring. It would be so cool to cross paths
it
again.
would be amazing.
So you've been doing some conventions now. Have you gotten any cool fan art or fan gifts from fans at conventions?
Oh my God, the fans have been absolutely incredible. I've been so touched uh, by how people received the performance. I think what really moved me is that we all have shows or music that that helps us through certain things in life, and it means something to us, especially if we grow up with it. And these characters of a show, we grow up with these characters, and I think One Piece, for so many people out there, these characters were part of their childhood or difficult times in their lives. And it became this beacon of joy and hope. Um, and I think that's what I've seen at these conventions, is how much these characters mean to people. And it was, I remember with my first convention that I ever did, it was such a weird experience, because for the first time I'm on this side of that, where I grew up with shows like Buffy and Charmed, um, and growing up with these characters, and you relate to them, the things that they go through, um, and to be on the other side of this, was absolutely moving. The fan art that I've received, the letters, it has been absolutely incredible. Like the fans mean so much to me. It's also, as a performer, it's validating.
Mhm.
Um, I think everyone wants to be seen, no matter what you do, no matter what your career is. You want to be seen, you want to be valued, you want to know that what you brought to the table, what you bring to the table, is good enough. And I think the little boy in me, whenever I'm at these shows and there's so much love, the little boy in me who had that dream of becoming a performer, um, immediately I just go back to that space, and I'm so grateful for that.
That's incredible. You mentioned shows like Charmed and Buffy. What would be
Yes.
your One Piece? Like, if people are obsessed with One Piece, what's the show that you're obsessed with?
So I said Buffy because I still watch Buffy. Like
Mhm.
I have a routine sometimes in the evening that when I shower and I put on my face cream and I get ready for bed, I would watch an episode or two of Buffy because that's how long it takes for me to get ready. um, but yeah, so my go-to shows, definitely Buffy, Friends to a certain extent as well. Like I rewatch and rewatch and rewatch. It's that nostalgic feeling that you get. Yeah, and you?
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, right now it's One Piece. I'm telling you right now. But growing up, I loved Friends. I remember because I don't think there's ever been a show like Friends since. I remember the night of the finale. I think I was like at school or I was somewhere and I wasn't home. But on the radio, they were like stopping playing music and talking about what was happening without spoiling it and just like talking about how it's the end of the show and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I I think there's been a couple things close to that, like maybe Game of Thrones or when The Walking Dead was at its peak. But I just feel
Yes.
like Friends, I don't know. I also think it's partly because there's so many different streamers now that it's kind of hard to get the whole world to tune into one show because some
Yeah.
people have this streaming service, some people have that streaming service. But yeah, Friends is such a great one, and I miss that show so much.
I love it. Like I watched rewatched an episode yesterday with Phoebe. Like she's my favorite character in that show. Like I'm obsessed with her. And it was the one where Chandler and Monica comes back from their honeymoon, and it's just
Yeah.
it's such a tiny moment, but I remember I was on the floor. I just love, 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 love Phoebe's character. Lisa Kudrow is such an amazing actress.
I know, I love her so much. Can I tell you something crazy? So, when Taylor Swift was on her 1989 tour, she did a show at Staples Center, which is like where the Lakers play in Los Angeles. It's this huge, it's not called that anymore, but I still call it Staples Center. And Taylor Swift, every night she was bringing out different guests for her concert. And my night, she brought out three people. She brought out Selena Gomez, she brought out Justin Timberlake, but then she brought out Lisa Kudrow and they performed Smelly Cat together, like on acoustic
Oh
guitars.
no, you're kidding
And it
me.
was like the craziest thing because I expected Selena a little bit because there were rumors and also because they're friends and they currently both had music out. But I never in a million years would have guessed Lisa Kudrow would come out and perform a Phoebe song from
Oh
Friends. And it was like
God, that's
one of the
amazing.
greatest. And I was very drunk, but I swear it happened. And it was just, I like looked at my friend. I was like, can you believe like what we're witnessing right now? Because it's just so unexpected and so cool.
Oh, that
Uh,
must have been amazing.
it was life changing. Before we go, I did want to talk to you about your music because I know you're also making music, and we talked about Madonna and how maybe she's inspired you to pursue music yourself. If people want to check out your music and are interested in what you're making, can you talk a little bit about what you have and what's coming up?
Yes. So coming up, um, it's been quite an introspective time for me, and music has always been a way for me to express myself. If you hear a lot of barking, I'm sorry,
No,
it's
don't even
my
worry.
dog.
My puppy is barking
And
too.
they're extremely chatty Cathy's. Um, so yeah, introspective time over the last year, and for me as an artist, I wanted to go back to a place where I can create without boundaries, where I can create without asking people's permission. Is this okay? Um, and I'm very excited about this. I'll release the project. It's quite conceptual. I'll release it in three parts. The first part is called Particles. Second part is Patterns, and the third part is Peace and Contradictions. Um, and it's quite a journey. So there's quite a narrative to it. Hello, Chatty Cathy. Do you want to come say hi? Just came downstairs.
Oh,
Um, so EP1 Particles is going back to childhood. And that's also why I decided to go blonde as a child. I was blonde up until I think I was 13, 14, and my hair started
oh
going
wow.
darker. Um, and to go back to childhood, there were certain things that I wanted to face. EP1, like lyrically, is not necessarily the easiest. There's the subject matter, stuff about domestic
Hmm.
violence, uh, and the journeys of our mothers and grandmother. Um, so it's lyrically, it's quite intense, excuse me, but musically, I'm very excited. There's, for example, the one track is called "Oh Boy," which is specifically about the domestic violence. But the music, what I wanted to achieve was to capture, for lack of a better word, this character, which is extremely cocky. Um, and the music has got that funk to it. I think, hello, hello. This is Frida, everyone.
Oh, hi, Frida.
Say hi, say hello.
Oh,
Um, so yeah, to capture that character, and it starts off the interlude with one of my friends because of One Piece.
ooh.
Um, we started talking on Instagram, Serena, and she's such an incredible person because she was my go-to when it came to, if I wanted to know something about Kuro, because she's such a fan of the Black Cat Pirates. She's from Italy, and we connected via Instagram, and now we're really good friends. She was here on my 40th last year, um, and I decided, wait a minute, I'm busy recording. I want to somehow, because she's also an amazing singer, I want to get her involved somehow. And on the interlude of Particles, it features Serena, and I can't wait for the world to hear it. Um, Patterns, basically, the sound also evolves lyrically, or well, in this journey, is how we sometimes repeat patterns. Um, as young adults and what we thought love was because that was our examples growing up, and how we go through that journey as well. And the last part, Peace and Contradictions, was when I met my partner, and how it changed my life for the better. And the music will also be more dancey. It will be celebrating. There's a sensuality to it. There's a sexiness to it. So it starts off, going to this difficult childhood at times and how we grow. And I want the music to also be, sort of like part of that progression.
Wow, that sounds incredible. It sounds amazing. I cannot wait to hear it all. And honestly, when it's all out, we should do another interview and talk all
I
about
would
it
love
because
that. It would be such a huge honor.
yeah, that'd be really nice. It kind of sounds like do you listen to Troye Sivan?
Yes, yes.
Okay, it kind of reminds me. Do you remember his Blue Neighborhood trilogy? It was a trilogy of music videos from his debut album. It kind of sounds like that. It's like a love story but told in
Okay.
three parts, and
Arts,
it's like
yeah.
one of my favorite things ever. So I would love to speak with you more about your music. It
No,
sounds so great.
it would be such a huge honor for me. Like I said, I love acting. To be able to play different characters and learn so much about yourself through playing these characters. But the music is, for me, there's no boundaries because essentially I'm just creating it for myself to express. And if it resonates with someone, amazing. Um, and I would love, love, love to talk more about that.
Yes, we will definitely do it then. But Alexander, I can't thank you enough for your time today and talking all things Captain Kuro, the Black Cats, your music, Madonna. We talked about so many fun things today.
I love.
If people want to follow you and keep up with, your convention appearances and keep up with the latest on your music, where is a good place for people to follow you?
So Instagram's definitely the easiest. It would just be Alexander_Maniatis. And that's it. I'm not very sort of like tech savvy when it comes to Twitter or X, and TikTok. For a moment, I couldn't even remember TikTok, the other one. Like I tried it out, um, but I felt like no, 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 no. This is taking away from my creative time. I need
Mhm.
to be writing songs.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, I feel like social media can become like a full-time job all of itself. That's crazy.
What I realized is that I was away now for a week, in the desert, and there was absolutely no cell reception. Um, and it was so amazing. Like, I think, ironically enough, we are so connected,
Mhm.
um, but at the same time disconnected. And in the desert, you were sort of like forced to engage with everyone around you. And for the first time, I was like, oh my God, I feel so connected again
Yeah. That
without.
sounds wonderful. I think I need that. Either like maybe not the desert because I get hot very easily. So maybe like the Antarctic or somewhere nice and cool. But Alexander,
But
thank you so
I
much
just
for
want to
everything.
thank you again as well. Thank you for having me. It's been an honor.
It's been an honor speaking with you. I hope you have a great, well, for you, a great night.
Thank you, and you too. I know that you just got back from work, so
Oh,
hopefully
yes.
you can relax now.
Yes. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.